You heard me mention this a little bit. High threshold strategy. We go into safe mode when we're in pain. A lot of times we're in safe mode when you're not in pain. We asked before, am I a bracing guy or am I a drawing guy? Like I said, I don't really look at it like that. But what I will say is that if you brace when you don't need to brace, you will be in a high threshold strategy. Okay? You have this change of joint centration. So that can be from Yanda's upper and lower crossed. All right? So when you're here, and this happens, and you live like that, but now your pain is gone, the inflammation has subsided, the lesion is healed, you might still remember safe mode. The computer turns back on okay, the power's fine, but you're still in a high threshold strategy where mobilizers are acting as stabilizers, stabilizers aren't doing what they're supposed to do, and you still may need correction, to stave off future pain or deliver great performance and durability, for people that have general fitness goals. All right? But when I go back to saying like brace, I shouldn't have to brace really hard, to do that. It should just be natural and reflexive. I don't use the cue ever of make your abs really, really tight. Very rarely. I imagine there's probably some times that I do. I don't want that person to use a high threshold strategy when they don't do it. When we go into plank, I just want them to hold the plank the right way. I don't want them to actually have to try to do it, because if they have to really try that hard, plank might not be the right place. Maybe they need to have their arms elevated in plank. Maybe they need to have their knees on the floor in plank to have the outer core support the inner core properly. I don't want the outer core to override the inner core. I'd probably rather have the opposite. Let me explain this a different way. So level 1 isn't working. That's our multifidus. That's our inner core. There's an inefficiency. It turns on too late. So because it doesn't operate optimally, the erectors, our bracing muscles turn on to take over level 1. But when you need level 1 and you go back to that tree and it's really windy, you don't have it. And it could mean injury or it could mean poor performance. Because if you really want to deliver a strong lift, you do need the outer core. But if it's acting in the inner core's job, this is kind of what happens. Somebody's lazy. Somebody's going to pick up the slack, and somebody's going to get hurt. All right? So that's kind of an example of how to understand the high threshold strategy.